Welcome to Midnight Sleep Crime Story. I'm going to help you relax tonight. I know many of you want to use this video to fall asleep. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to this channel. Let me know where you're watching from, and what is the time there. Also do well by telling me the kind of story you would like to listen to. Title: The Boy Who Dreamed of Becoming a Soldier but Ended Up Becoming a Certified Medical Doctor. On a peaceful evening in a small American town, a little boy named Ethan sat quietly on the front porch of his family home. He was only 5 years old, but his dreams were already much bigger than his age. Every time military vehicles passed through town, Ethan would run to the roadside with excitement shining in his eyes. He would stand as straight as he could, place his tiny hand near his forehead, and proudly salute the soldiers as they passed. The soldiers often smiled and waved back at him. His father noticed this habit and one day asked, "Ethan, why do you always salute the soldiers?" The little boy looked up at his father and replied, "Dad, one day I want to be a soldier just like them. I want to protect people and help my country." His father smiled gently. "That is a wonderful dream, son," he said. "But you are still very young." Ethan nodded, but his dream never faded. As the years passed, his admiration for the military only grew stronger. He spent hours reading books about brave men and women who served their country. He watched documentaries about military history and listened carefully whenever veterans shared their stories. At night, when the world became quiet and the stars filled the sky, Ethan often dreamed of himself wearing a military uniform. In his dreams, he was brave and confident. He crossed mountains. He traveled through deserts. He faced difficult challenges, and somehow, he always found a way to succeed. Each morning he woke up even more determined than before. His classmates talked about becoming athletes, actors, or business owners. But Ethan always had only one answer: "I want to join the United States Army." Many people admired his dedication. Some thought it was simply a childhood phase. Others believed he would eventually change his mind. But Ethan never changed. Year after year, his dream remained the same. When he reached high school, he began preparing seriously. He exercised every morning before sunrise. He practiced running long distances. He worked on building strength and discipline. He studied leadership and teamwork. His father watched all of this with pride. Although he sometimes worried that Ethan was placing all of his hopes on a single dream, he admired his son's determination. One evening, while they were sitting together after dinner, Ethan spoke confidently. "Dad, I know exactly what I want to do with my life." His father smiled. "I know, son. I want to serve in the army." His father nodded. "I know that too." Years continued to pass. The little boy who once stood beside the road saluting soldiers grew into a young man. At 21 years old, Ethan was stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. Around that time, Ethan's father remembered someone important in their family. His older brother, Ethan's uncle, was a highly respected lieutenant general. The general had spent many years serving his country and was known for his wisdom, discipline, and fairness. Ethan's father decided to write him a letter. In the letter, he explained how Ethan had dreamed of becoming a soldier since childhood. He described his dedication, his commitment, and his unwavering determination. Several weeks later, a reply arrived. The lieutenant general agreed to help. However, he had one condition: Ethan would have to pass every test required of him. There would be no special treatment, no shortcuts, no exceptions, only merit. When Ethan heard the news, excitement filled his heart. "This is my chance," he said. His father smiled. "Remember, son, all opportunities come with responsibility." The day of the testing finally arrived. Ethan reported early and gave his very best effort. He approached every challenge with confidence. He pushed himself as hard as he could. He refused to quit. But sometimes life follows a different path than the one we imagine. Despite his determination, Ethan did not achieve the required results. When the final evaluation was completed, the answer was clear. He had not passed. The news felt heavy. For many years he had imagined this moment ending differently. The dream he had carried since childhood suddenly seemed far away. For several days, Ethan felt disappointed. He spent long hours thinking about everything that had happened. His father noticed the sadness in his son's eyes. One evening, he sat beside him and spoke softly. "Son, not every dream unfolds the way we expect." Ethan remained silent. His father continued, "Sometimes life closes one door because another door is waiting to open." Ethan listened carefully. "You worked hard," his father said. "You gave your best effort. There is no shame in that." "What should I do now?" Ethan asked. His father smiled. "Discover your next opportunity." Those words stayed in Ethan's heart. After much reflection, he decided to continue his education. He enrolled in a university and chose to study medicine. At first, it felt strange. Medicine was very different from military service. But as he learned more, he discovered something unexpected. He enjoyed helping people heal. He enjoyed learning about the human body. He enjoyed solving difficult medical problems. Slowly, a new passion began to grow. The same determination that had once driven him toward the military now pushed him toward excellence in medicine. He studied diligently. He attended every lecture. He completed every assignment with care. He spent countless hours reading and learning. Professors quickly noticed his dedication. Classmates admired his work ethic. Year after year, Ethan continued to excel. Eventually, he became one of the highest performing students in the entire university. His achievements earned recognition from faculty members and fellow students alike. The young man who once dreamed of serving people through military service discovered another way to make a difference. Instead of carrying equipment onto a battlefield, he would carry knowledge into hospitals. Instead of fighting enemies, he would fight diseases. Instead of protecting lives with military training, he would protect lives through medicine. On graduation day, Ethan stood proudly among the best students in his class. As he received his honors, he looked toward his father seated in the audience. Their eyes met. Neither needed to say anything. Both understood the lesson. Sometimes the first dream is not the final destination. Sometimes life guides us toward something even greater. Ethan's journey taught him that success is not always about getting exactly what you wanted. Sometimes success is discovering the purpose waiting beyond disappointment. And as he began his career as a doctor, helping countless people over the years, he realized something important. His childhood dream had never truly failed. The dream had always been about serving others. Only the path had changed. And in the end, he became the very best version of himself. After graduating with top honors, Ethan's life entered a new chapter. The young man who had once spent countless hours dreaming of military service now found himself wearing a white coat instead of a military uniform. His professors spoke highly of him. His classmates respected him. His family could not hide their pride. Yet Ethan remained humble. He remembered the disappointment he had experienced when he failed the military tests years earlier. That experience had taught him an important lesson. Success should never make a person arrogant. Failure should never make a person quit. Both success and failure were teachers. After medical school, Ethan began working at a large hospital. The work was demanding. Some days started before sunrise and ended long after dark. There were moments when he felt exhausted. There were nights when he barely slept. But every time he helped a patient recover, he felt a sense of purpose. One evening, an elderly man was brought into the emergency department. The patient was seriously ill and required immediate attention. Many doctors worked together to stabilize him. Ethan remained by the man's side 4 hours. When the patient finally improved, his family was overwhelmed with gratitude. His daughter approached Ethan with tears in her eyes. "Thank you for saving my father," she said. Ethan smiled gently. "We all worked together." As he walked away, he thought about something his father had once told him. There are many ways to serve people. For the first time, he fully understood those words. Years passed. Ethan continued to learn and improve. His reputation grew. Patients trusted him. Colleagues admired his dedication. Many young medical students began asking for his advice. Whenever they asked about success, Ethan shared his story. He never hid his failures. Instead, he spoke openly about them. "I once had a dream that did not work out," he would say, "but that failure helped me discover a better path." His words inspired many people. One day, Ethan received an unexpected phone call. The caller was his uncle, the Lieutenant General. They had not spoken for several months. "Ethan," his uncle said warmly, "I have been hearing wonderful things about you." "Thank you, uncle. I heard that you have become one of the most respected doctors in your region." Ethan laughed softly. "I'm still learning every day." His uncle paused for a moment. "You know, when you failed those military tests, I worried about how you would handle the disappointment." "So did I," Ethan admitted. "But look at you now," the general said. "You found another way to serve your country and your community." Those words touched Ethan deeply. After ending the call, he sat quietly and reflected on his journey. Life had taken him somewhere he never expected, and yet he felt grateful. Several years later, Ethan became head of an important medical department. The responsibility was enormous. Dozens of doctors worked under his leadership. Thousands of patients depended on the hospital's services. Despite his position, Ethan never forgot where he came from. He treated everyone with kindness. Whether speaking to a senior surgeon, a nurse, a cleaner, or a patient, he showed the same respect. His leadership style earned admiration throughout the hospital. One winter evening, a major accident occurred on a nearby highway. Many injured people were rushed to the hospital. Doctors and nurses immediately began working around the clock. The situation was chaotic. Everyone felt pressure, but Ethan remained calm. He organized medical teams. He assigned responsibilities. He encouraged exhausted staff members. For more than 24 hours, the hospital worked without stopping. Thanks to the dedication of the medical teams, many lives were saved. When the crisis finally ended, Ethan walked outside to get some fresh air. The night sky was clear. The stars sparkled above him. As he looked upward, he remembered the little boy he used to be. The little boy who stood beside the road saluting soldiers. The little boy who dreamed of heroic missions. The little boy who believed he would one day wear a military uniform. Ethan smiled. That little boy had not disappeared. He had simply grown. His dream of helping people was still alive. Only the method had changed. At that moment, he realized something remarkable. The courage he once admired in soldiers also existed in doctors, nurses, firefighters, teachers, and countless others who dedicated their lives to helping people. Service came in many forms. Bravery came in many forms. Purpose came in many forms. A few months later, Ethan was invited to speak at his former university. Hundreds of students filled the auditorium. Some wanted to become doctors. Others planned careers in business, engineering, law, or education. Ethan stepped onto the stage and looked at the audience. "I want to tell you something important," he began. The room became silent. "When I was young, I had a dream." He shared his entire journey. He spoke about his childhood passion for the army. He spoke about the military tests. He spoke about the disappointment of failing. He spoke about discovering medicine. The students listened carefully. Then he shared the lesson that changed his life. Never believe that one closed door means the end of your story. The audience remained completely silent. Sometimes the greatest opportunities appear only after our original plans fail. The students applauded. Many of them would remember those words for years to come. As Ethan left the stage, he felt a deep sense of peace. His life had not followed the path he expected, yet it had become more meaningful than he ever imagined. And so the young boy who once dreamed of becoming a soldier continued his journey as a healer, a mentor, and a servant to humanity. His story became proof that success is not always about getting what you want. Sometimes success is becoming who you were meant to be. And every night, when Ethan rested after helping countless patients, he slept peacefully, knowing that his purpose had found him at exactly the right time. If you love this story, kindly like, comment and subscribe to this channel.